But most importantly, there is something poetic about a 39-year-old man winning New Artist of the Year. I don't know where you're at in your life or what you're going through, but I want to tell you to keep going, baby. I want to tell you success is on the other side of it. I want to tell you it's going to be okay. I want to tell you that the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason, because what's in front of you is so much more important than what's behind you. Let's party, Nashville!
Who that was?
I do. Jelly Roll, who once played in the break room at our old job, and we were invited by company email to come down and watch him.
Jelly Roll will be performing in the break room. Grab yourself
We were on remote.
a pickle in a bag.
Yeah. A bomb burrito.
And enjoy Jelly Roll. And I think the all-staff, wasn't it like a Dan Bennett all-staff email?
Oh, yeah.
It was from the big man himself.
It was.
Would you like to quiz Dan Bennett right then on his Jelly Roll knowledge?
Or now.
Or ever?
Yeah.
Or me?
I saw he dropped his award, and it shattered.
Is that true?
Hawkeye posted that.
Well, that's why I didn't know if it was true.
Well, it's a good point.
Hawkeye likes to.
But if you look at Jelly Roll, you're like,
pranks.
that's a guy who would shatter an award. Also, Zach Bryan got robbed.
I thought you told me there was no Zach Bryan.
I'm just tired of you talking S.
Anyway, happy Thursday. Happy Salmon Burger Day. For those who celebrate. Happy Book Club Day for those whose lives are going to be.
It's the first thing on my run sheet today. I know what tonight is going to be. Tonight's the Salmon Burger.
Yeah.
But I want to know what you did with last night with just a blank canvas, all the colors to paint with.
We went very simple.
That's okay. You made that decision.
I don't want you to be upset knowing that I ate this at this place again.
It's your body, your choice. You did not go to. You went to Potbelly?
I went to Potbelly.
God,
he can't be stopped.
I had so yesterday was business day for me. I had a meet.
It's good, but
legal in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
What did we do? We had something else like at 3 something.
Business.
Oh, business.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to make this thing better.
Yeah.
Stay with us. They're like, you've been telling us for 3 months this thing's going to get better. When is it going to get? Eventually.
It has gotten better.
It's gotten a lot better. Don't listen to him, Blake.
Well, of course, Blake thinks it's gotten better.
No, that's not what I meant.
Well, you added me.
You
guys added me.
I don't talk like that.
No, you don't.
That was not the best response to disprove him.
Look it up.
Okay, you do talk like that. No, so then I had my daughter is going to study abroad. I love studying broads too, bro.
What's her name?
Hey, see my shirt, FBI.
She's going to go to France in the spring. And so I had to talk to her advisor last night. And that was another meeting. And then I got done. And it was like 6 o'clock. And I was like,
oh, wow, 6 o'clock.
It's basically midnight.
You're certainly boxed into a sandwich at this point.
I have to quickly get my meal.
Why didn't you try Kava?
Oh, Kava.
I told you you'd like
the Kava bowl. Where is Kava?
It's down there, probably. It's on 1709.
Do you think Eatsies would be mad at me if I tried Kava bowl tonight?
Yeah, no.
Because I've been to Eatsies 3 times this week.
Nope. Salmon Burger Day is Salmon Burger Day, especially if you have autonomy on meal choice.
Yeah.
You got to do that. You blew it last night.
They know me now too.
I mean, you did make the decision on your own.
Just tomatoes? Yeah.
Just on the burger?
Just tomatoes and on top. I don't know why Eatsies does it, but a lot of people do now. They'll put their condiments or the things. Is a tomato a condiment? In addition?
I would
condiment
not consider
is more
it a
of ketchup.
condiment. What do you think? Not a condiment.
I don't like the stuff. It's called a topping. It's not called a bottoming. And they will put the tomatoes and the lettuce and everything below the burger.
You've been kind of complaining about this for about 18 months now, and I've still never seen it in the wild.
All right.
Still. I believe you. It just doesn't happen to me. Ever.
And when I go to Subway, I say, put the tuna on the side closest to you because they'll cut it and they'll put it on the top part and then put the toppings on the bottom part.
I got my breakfast on the app this morning, Blake.
From
Wobbs.
yeah, that's another good one.
One issue. They wouldn't do drive-through. It has to be curbside. Like I've heard Starbucks, you can just do it on the app and go to the drive-through.
Yeah,
Not this Whataburger.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's
But I earned some points, Dan.
Yeah, you're going to have
And
a
also,
free...
this weekend, I have a day by myself. I will not be paying for a meal. Well, a night and a half day the next day.
You do?
I got a free pizza and I got a free entree at Chipotle.
There we go.
Why do you get a night by yourself?
The wife is going out to Lake with like 10 other girls.
Whoa.
Women, Dan. I know you're very excited about that.
Hell yeah.
And my mom just wants to keep both kids. It won't be till like 4:30 or 5, and then I'll probably have to get them by like noon the next day.
Are the girls all packing their
Their
panties
pillows.
and kind of like a half shirts?
Yeah,
They
and pillows. They brought extra pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna drop into Verdansk?
I'm going to tell you exactly what I was going to save this for tomorrow, but I have a list I could show you. You would think that I would want to go hang out with my buddies because all of their wives are leaving too, and that might be a late play.
Yeah.
But what I really want to do is, because I get mad walking around my house about the state of things. So I want to reorganize and clean out the bathroom cabinets, the
Come
bathroom
on.
drawers, my closet a little bit.
I'm with you, man.
The kitchen cabinets, we have too much stuff that we don't use. The kitchen drawers, too much stuff we don't use. At minimum, it needs to be reorganized.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through Nora's toys while she's gone and put a few of them, probably about half of them, in a bag. I won't throw them out. I'll let Kristen make that call when she gets back. Then I'm going to order a free pizza, and no one will talk to me.
You guys are boring now.
Dude, I am.
That sounds like the greatest night I've ever
I can't tell
heard.
you how excited I am about it.
And then next
Change
week-
the AC filters.
Not just next week, but throughout, you're going to be like, hey, look at how much room there is in this drawer.
There's just so much stuff that we don't use. All the stuff in my bathroom cabinets and drawers. It's like, we're never going to use that.
And you have
Throw
to
that
do it.
shit out.
You have to do it now because you don't plan to move anytime soon.
No,
Because
I don't.
moving every 3 or 4 years is a great way to do this.
I think that's why my dad does that.
It's a great way to get rid of stuff,
Yeah.
but like I've lived here 10 years, and things are, you can tell. Like I need a good divorce.
This will make me as happy as the gulag will make you
No.
on Saturday night, Blake.
If you're in the gulag, that means you got killed. So the gulag actually makes you mad.
As you sending people to the gulag.
There you go.
So if you're listening, you might not know, but we are doing a video today. It's free epi this week.
Look how good you guys look.
We do one. I don't even have a lighty thing.
Yeah,
It's just that works well for you, and then I think your computer light, whereas he's on the other side. See, your light is on that side.
Do you have a ring light?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course I do.
Well, Dan just burns his retinas with how bright all of his accessories
I know.
are.
But if you are looking at the video right now, you will see your heroes, Dan and Jake, and then their friend, Blake. And we have another friend sitting next to Blake. He is Doug Shashery. Yay,
You got
Doug
pretty close.
Shashery.
Yay.
Of Shashery. And by the way, for every guest we have here in the den,
Oh, do I get a free can?
we give a can of the Bowl Tony Shasheries. Do you know Tony?
I've met him, but it's been a while since I've seen him.
Bold
That was a bear
Creole
trap.
seasoning. Oh, really? Is he not alive?
95.
He's 95?
No, R.I.P.
Oh,
95.
he died at
Yeah.
95. Oh, well then, geez.
Hey, he had a good life, man.
Yeah, you better be over it now. Bold Creole seasoning with an extra kick.
Oh, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, and it says it's great on everything.
It is.
And no MSG. Man, that effing MSG.
He's
I'm so glad you
he's
got
a
rid
spice
of
scion.
that. Yeah, he mailed this to us. That's probably why you didn't need my address.
I felt really bad about that.
What, the stalking
Yeah,
aspect
in
of it?
fact,
That's
I
all right.
did, but only after a number of people, especially Sinbad, and I said, "Look, okay, let me see if it's really that easy." Because you mentioned that, and sure enough, it.
Was it really? Easy for others, not for me. I can't find out someone's address, but
Why are you trying?
Well, I guess I'm not. The stalking thing.
Yeah,
I guess
was
I
gonna
could.
say.
But I meant to send that to y'all, I think, for a while, and I kept saying I'm going to go to remote, and I kept putting it off. I said, all right, do it.
Now's
And then
the
here
time.
you are. Doug has also offered to cook us a meal during a cowboy watching party,
You will. I need that meal.
which I did want to announce. No cowboy YouTube stream this weekend.
You don't want to hop in and see what Tommy DeVito has to offer?
However, because it's Tommy DeVito and they're favored by over 2 touchdowns, I want to reserve the right for an emergency stream if we need to. We'll just join mid-game and just jump on and
Sunday.
start ripping them.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, we do want to put out one stream per weekend if we can. And I was going to say, what if you just walked around streaming yourself, like cleaning up the drawer now? And
No.
That
now
would be
you're-
great. I'll put on a GoPro.
No.
Yeah, here's the
My rubber
closet.
gloves?
Here's
No.
the situation I have in the closet. You can see here where clearly it's
We don't need
out
that.
of control.
We don't need it.
I think the people might like that. I can show you how to properly load a dishwasher.
I think people would love to see you around your house and wonder why you don't have an office.
Hey, Doug, are you familiar with Riff Raff?
I am, and there's 2 reasons why I'm familiar with him. One, my kids, I guess when they were in school, came up to me and showed me that video. And then also because when I started hanging out with people in the Houston music scene, that's what they called me. Sherarigan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is before Riff Raff started actually putting out music. He kind of went viral for a video where he's walking around his house, very spare house at the time, doing like an MTV Cribs of all the stuff he has. And one of them was this.
Get down like that.
And he holds up a bottle of spice.
Tony Sherrill again. I've been staying with Tony Sherrill again. You know what I'm saying?
It's not an easy thing to pronounce. I'm looking at it. It's like Chatcheries, and then I heard you on the phone, or you were saying something. You don't say your name like that.
No, it's like a sash, like a sashery.
Well, then you should spell it different.
Yeah, those.
You don't want to get into the Cajun spelling.
Yeah, it's a long story. Very Ogeronish.
So that was a piece of viewer mail from way back, but I actually have other viewer mail right here, actual snail mail viewer mail, and I thought I'd show you guys. It has shown up. These are things my wife will hand me something and say, well, this is addressed to Dragon Den. What is Dragon Den?
Yeah.
And
Slap her on the bottom and
yeah, I say,
send
hey,
her on her way.
what is this shirt still doing on you? Why don't you go wash the dishes topless like I like it? So let's see.
I thought I saw.
You want to see this? So someone
Well,
sent
when you
us.
pulled it out,
This is from Adrian from Marfa, by way of Keller, who basically said because of our porn magazine discussion with Chappie, he sent us a Playboy magazine
Oh.
from 2006, just saying that that might be interesting to us.
Wow.
Just
I think this
the-
is the first one I've ever seen.
Skimming through the articles as a reminder of what was going
Didn't you
on in the
buy him
country
one?
during the mid-aughts.
Was that a Playboy?
Yeah, you maybe Playboy Penthouse. I don't know.
I think it was Playboy.
Okay.
You got me one on.
Why
You've
did
never?
why this particular issue? Do we have any context here at all, or did he just think we were looking for a good time?
I think it's because he said he just got done reading The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, which motivated me to go through my possessions and get rid of what's no longer important in my life. And
Marie Kondo?
one of those
Doug?
things was a
Just flip through that.
Is
Enjoy
that Marie
yourself.
Kondo?
was a Playboy. Oh, he said this skin mag
Yeah.
Was
fantastic.
autographed.
Yeah, thanks.
at a USO event in Fort Lewis, Washington. He was in the Army.
By
So-
Vita Guerra.
Yeah, by Vita.
Oh.
Dude, that's almost unfair.
And he also added this.
Like, you're deployed, and they just send, like, one extremely hot woman into a camp to sign autographs for, like, 2,000 dudes who have been out there for, like, 6 months.
And then, yes,
That's
this
how you
is
get a
the front
combat
page. This is the entire paper of Saturday, April 24th, 2004. Apparently, this is right after
They found Pat Tillman over that hill.
after Pat Tillman died.
One man, one sacrifice.
That's not that great of a
Of a headline?
Yeah.
He chose duty over fame. Now his death touches nation.
That's
So thanks for the Playboy. We also have this. This came to us from someone named Frank Cawley.
Oh, the great Frank.
Man, look at this. Gas was $1.94.
He's a member of the Dumb
Move
Zone
on.
Dream Team. That's on his card now.
I love him.
Anyway, he sent this to Dumb Zone Productions. Dragon Den,
DBA Dragon.
Uncle Hottie, Joe's brother, and Poo Poo Blake. Anyway, you want to hand that to Jake? Let him open it? Let's.
Yeah.
This is all very exciting.
What do we
especially
got
on a
over
video
there?
Day. Yeah, let's see.
It's a giant box.
It is a huge box, yeah.
Oh, the NFL draft is today.
It's a pillow.
Let me make sure I got my StreamYard up here so I can properly show it to the camera.
Let me see.
It is a pillow, much like the shirt that I have on today that says, I believe he once represented Vanilla Ice, which was in our,
Where'd you get that
our
shirt?
court proceedings. I thought it came here. It was here one day whenever I sat down. You must have opened it and set it here.
Boy, I didn't know that.
Well, this one says, I did not look into something I had never heard of. And it is a throw pillow.
That pillow belongs on the Dragon Den couch then, doesn't
That's
it?
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I guess we're learning what Frank's favorite line of the proceedings was here.
Lawyer humor.
I love it. Mine might have come from Frank, too. I don't know. It was sitting on the chair one day when I came in. For real.
Yeah, I swear I've never seen it before, but I forget a lot of things.
Me too.
We also have a birthday that I missed yesterday. I don't have any today in history. Nothing happened on this
No
day.
war games, no, what was the salary one called?
Salary games.
Hi, Dan. How are you? Are things
great.
good? I'm fine, thanks. I'm writing from my Hotmail address. I set it up in the 90s. Let's see. Anyway, he says a lot of good things about Hotmail, as many people do. It's his birthday,
That's it?
November 8th.
There's one prereq for how you get stuff read on this show.
You used to have to, like...
It's his birthday.
Yeah, but in the old days, you used to have to be, like, showing some skin,
Yeah. I'm
cans.
telling you, this is part of New Dan. And you're right behind him.
Uncle Hotmail.
How?
You're going to clean your cabinet on a night off?
You don't
Seattle-based
You don't know the joys.
Day 1 DF here on the Outback. He says the Outback was founded in March of 1988. Guess what came out less than 2 years earlier?
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee. The U.S. was enamored with Australia at the time, and these casual dine restaurants were just starting to hit their stride. It must have been easy money to slap an Aussie theme on a cheap steakhouse.
That is brilliant.
Here's truly from Jeremy, the guy that set up the basic IJB website that Jake said he owed me a beer 4 years ago.
Keep waiting. We'll get there. That's actually awesome.
I think that's must have been it.
Yeah.
Because, yes,
There's nothing else.
that was a magical time in America.
Were people, like, doing fake accents all the time?
Now,
Carrying
that's a
around-
knife.
Right. Yeah.
I threw it out there a little bit. You know I'm one.
In between the baby face.
You know I'm one for the latest fad.
That's good.
You know I'm always right up with the latest fads.
Let's see. I don't have any viewer mail. I'm going to read you. One of them's kind of viewer mail. The first thing, yesterday in reports, I missed one key detail on the bank robbery. Because I was kind of confused on why the guy who did the bank robbery truck heist, the money truck heist, went to the police station. Because I told you guys, like, he started walking towards the police station. He actually had a driver that he was looking to call to pick him up. And the guy didn't know where he was going to be, but he's like, I'll call you, and then I'll tell you where I'll be. They didn't want, like, a set point where that guy was waiting. The reason he walked towards the police station, he just assumed, I'll find a business near the police station. There will be no cops in that area, which was accurate. He just wanted to get as close to the police station as possible, thinking no heat there.
Yeah.
So the guy he called was a driver. So he had an accomplice. But never rolled.
The accomplice didn't.
The accomplice, I
And
think...
he never rolled on him.
He never rolled on him. The accomplice might have tried to get it. I don't know, but the point, nobody else served time. He had at least one, if not two other people, and he's like, nope.
And they might have offered him
Yeah.
a bit of a discount
He
on
pulled
the time.
a Connor Stallions. The one thing that might qualify as viewer mail is 2 shout-outs. First, to whoever made the outro song yesterday.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
really cool.
People seem to like it. And my second shout-out is to the 100 or so of you who are not hearing this right now because your credit card declined. Because I went into the insights and looked at where the money's going. It shows you like how many cards declined in a month. It was like $600.
Declined.
Yeah. Like it shows you like how many people signed up, so that's how they project your revenue for when they're going to run the cards.
Huh.
And then they show you how many declined, what they take. You know, there's 3 different columns for fees, and one of them is, it's not fee, but for what you're not getting. And one of them was $600 in declined charges. So
I wish I could lend them money,
I know,
but I
they
can't
don't-
because we need.
yeah, I need it back, and I would actually lose money. Shout out to them.
Because then we'd lose 10%. Because is that what Patreon takes?
I calculated it this morning. It's like 8.5.
Okay.
So yeah,
Plus the number they're showing now, Patreon has changed things up where it'll show 5,900 subscribers, but we only have 5,500.
yeah.
5,500 paid, but they'll have a button on there now that'll say join for free, and you can.
You just get one free.
Yeah.
You'll get the free
Yeah.
one
You'll
we
get-
put up or the 5-minute preview or something. But
Right.
So you can join, and I think that has boosted a lot of people's numbers on Patreon to make it look like, hey, we have a ton of followers.
I mean, that's why we fell in the rankings. It's
yeah,
not.
it's just that. It's
That
not
is why we
us.
fell in the rankings.
It's not that Dan hasn't showed his nuts yet.
No, the
Today
rankings
would be
don't
a
matter.
Perfect day.
If we're ranked 1,000, that's great, as long as we have a lot of subscribers, right?
I want to be first.
Okay.
Well, you got to get Shane Gillis out of the way then.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
But yeah, so that's. I think that's because Patreon just wants to say, "Hey, look how popular Patreon is.
Sure.
Everybody's doing Patreon."
Sure.
It's all a scam, Jake. Speaking of Jake, dear Dan, with the high school playoffs approaching, is Jake acutely aware that his Richland High School Rebels are ranked in the top 10 in the state?
I believe they're undefeated.
A feat for this school more rare than an eclipse, more surprising than a 9/11 memorial in Grapevine. Could we expect Jake to attend a game in full Johnny Reb regalia? From Jake.
Probably not. However, I did see their coach at my high school reunion because he's married to a girl that I graduated with, and their whole family, their family's like Richland royalty. Like their dad called our games growing up. I played with his little brother. He was a coach there when I was there. They have another brother who's a coach. And yeah, that school has been bad for a long, long time without a couple of, sans a couple 7-3 dots in there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're undefeated. Either 9-1 or undefeated.
Did Joe go there?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if he got recruited to play at a
You know what? They asked.
whatever Christian
actually did
Academy or
ask.
something.
But no.
Were they good when he was there?
Not really. I mean, they were competitive, but not really. They've just never really been that good.
Did you ever play with Joe?
No. We missed it by 1 year.
So you were a senior and he was what, a freshman?
No, he was in 8th grade.
Oh.
But, I mean, I guess
When he
we
was
missed
a
it by 2
freshman, was he
years.
good enough to be varsity?
He was, but he started his sophomore year.
Okay.
So, yeah, he could have. I think he could have done all 4 years. He was already huge. He could throw a football over the mountains over there.
Like, how old were you when you knew your little brother is better? My little brother is better than me at things.
Either, are you saying better than me at that moment or acutely aware that he was going to be better than me very soon? Because if you go with the latter, I would say probably when he was 8.
You knew,
Yeah, dude.
and it bothered you.
It didn't bother me.
Oh, okay.
It really has never bothered me. I was always super proud of him. The day that he broke his forearm and they put a cast on him, and he went out and played the next week and was using his cast to just truck people, and somehow my family was just like, yeah, this is get him back out there. I was like, all right, I'm not built for that. Not built for that at all.
All right. I have more viewer mail, but I'm going to save some for tomorrow and do this real quick.
The Dumb Zone presents
Because we have the open.
Today in Twitter.
And I want to do
Oh, okay. Yeah.
it. So today in Twitter, how often do you guys see this stuff? Let me try and find it here. There we go. Do you see, do you bookmark or save, Google hacks or, little shortcut? This is the way
10
I can
things
make
your
your
iPhone
life.
does that you don't know about.
Well, that's what this one is.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So am I on the video?
I think I saw this. I didn't try it.
I tried it this morning when I woke up in the bed, and it works. How do I turn on Siri?
That's going to be step one.
Yeah, how do I turn on Siri? I did it earlier.
I don't use it.
I don't either.
Help him, Blake.
I don't use Siri.
You did it earlier. How do you not know?
Oh. Okay, so let me read this first. It says, if you say Lumos into your phone's microphone, the flashlight will turn on.
Is that like
Lumos.
Latin for light or something?
Lumos. Look at that.
It's pretty impressive.
Nice.
Now,
It's a public service.
if you say Knox, it will turn off. Knox. Oh, it didn't do it.
I'm still pretty impressed. You don't have to worry.
I'm impressed on Lumos. But what's the point? Who does this? Are these nerd engineers that are like, hey, I'm going to put in this little trick, and no one's going to know about it?
Yes.
Is the point just this?
Oh,
that it's
God.
going to... What? What does it mean?
So you were definitely right. Okay, so the Latin word for light is lumen. But the Lumos spell is one of the most popular spells in the
Oh, no.
Harry Potter universe. Wizards use it to light up dark spaces.
Well, now I'm going to have to send this to my the Harry Potter loving people in my family, which is everybody except me.
Yeah, it's a
Like
bit of
my
a
wife
contradiction
has read all the
that
books.
your daughters act like they're too cool for school, yet they're into the dorkiest thing that's existed in the last 50 years.
Well, it is like everybody else is into it too. Like she's
Are
like a
they?
billionaire, isn't she? The lady that wrote it.
And she's a turf.
Is that why you don't like it? Because a lady wrote it.
Yeah,
You don't like the.
right.
All right, so we have Business Thursday today. I got a bunch of sports audio that might interest you. You know what? I'm going to start with. Here's a bunch of sports audio that might interest you, and then we got college football too. One thing we were talking about, we haven't played this, but it was about a week ago, the Rangers parade. Corey Seager. So apparently he got a burn-in on the Astros, and I feel like it's illogical, his burn, and I feel like the Astros' original thing that went viral is illogical as well. So Alex Bregman, after they clinched the division, or whatever.
It was a division.
It was
When
just
the Rangers kind of gave it away.
okay. Because the Rangers had a big celebration when they clinched just getting to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
And
was
this is-
why Emily had to delete her Twitter.
So Alex Bregman, when they clinched the division, this is what happened.
A lot of people were wondering what it was going to be like if the Stros didn't win the division. I guess we'll never know.
And then they spray champagne. I think the modern sports celebration in locker rooms absolutely sucks. It is totally they put plastic over everything. They're all wearing goggles. It's like a corporate sponsored
Yeah.
spontaneous event. It's totally not what it. I don't know.
I agree.
Okay. So Corey Seager, you've probably heard by now he said something like that, and that trolled the Astros. Like, hey, people didn't think we're going to win. I thought, all right, I didn't watch all the speeches. I thought, oh, okay, this is at the end of the Corey Seager. Corey Seager finally opened up, and he came out of his shell a bit, and he just went nuts at the parade, and he gave a big, inspiring speech. I'm going to play you the entire Corey Seager speech from the parade last week.
Two-time World Series MVP, number 5, Corey Seager.
Tepid.
Thank you. Really, this was truly special. We appreciate all your support, but I just got one thing to say. Everybody was wondering what would happen if the Rangers didn't win the World Series. I guess we'll never know.
So now if you're a Houston fan on Twitter, it's like, guess you guys just have us in your, we're in your kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to agree with that. So Seager, it doesn't really make sense, except that he's trolling the Astros. Bregman truly doesn't make sense. The Astros had been to 6 consecutive ALCSs. They were the number 1 odds. I just went and looked it up this morning. To win the World Series when the season started. You would not have won a lot of money on the like the Rangers.
No, I
you
think
could have won quite a bit of money.
The thing he's trying to play on is that in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, the Rangers had to work pretty hard to not win the division.
Okay. So a lot of people for the last week
right.
were in again, I think this is also social media driven that
It's all social media
20
driven.
people on social media makes you feel like it's a lot.
Yeah, but it's enough to where Seager responds to it. You know?
But he's responding to their So
and while I think it's a cool line, it's just the delivery's just tough. I guess we'll never know.
Okay, but at least he's trying.
That's
he
true.
could have been Mr. Robot and just said, "Hey, thanks for your support," and gone back. Because if you remember earlier in the parade,
50% of what he said.
People were throwing him beer. Remember, he would open it and then take a sip.
It wasn't even that much of a sip,
and then just put it back.
He probably just doesn't drink.
He's just not an outgoing guy. For him to at least stick his neck out a little bit and poke the Astros, I didn't mind that at all.
Somehow last night I was, I don't even know how this happened. I guess I was just, I don't channel surf, so I don't even know how the CMAs were on my TV for about 25 seconds.
Your wife wasn't watching this?
Oh, you know what? No. I saw it on Twitter. That's what it was. Some Rangers account tweeted it. It might have been Jared Sandler. They had him at the CMAs.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Corey Seager. Presenting an award with 2 other guys I'd never heard of before. And it was, his 4 words were about as electric as you expected them to be. I was like, Corey Seager? It was really, really weird. Did they hear him talk before they said, why don't you come to an award show? Get Nate Lowe up there. I bet that guy loves country music.
And then I got one more baseball note. Did you guys see the good baseball news?
Shohei?
No.
I know that's driving you nuts.
Shohei, that was the fact that every DFW media member fell for a ball sack.
It's not a ball sack.
Yes, it is.
It's just people predicting it.
Right. It's Shohei has not said the Rangers are one of my final.
No,
I think he has.
And why do you think that, Blake?
Because I want him here.
Oh, okay.
They do have the top odds.
I don't think it's going to happen, but
that's because they got lots of money.
I would love to. You know how cool that would be.
Chris Young being interviewed the other day, and they were asked about the luxury tax, and he's like, "We've done it already. We might as well." He's like, someone asked him about Shohei. He's like, "I don't see why great players wouldn't want to join a World Series champion."
This is where you could sell too. I keep thinking they're going to sell.
I want him to sign
Ohtani
for no other
sell.
reason than he would have to be like, "Oh man, it was real all along."
That wouldn't make it real all along if you somehow.
Yes, it would. Wouldn't it,
All right.
Blake?
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
No, the good news is out of the Angels organization, though.
I hate this.
That's
What?
Conflicted news is what that is.
You don't like Ron Washington getting a job again?
I love
the part
Ron
I like.
Washington, but now I got to look at him in an Angels uniform? That sucks. I hate the Angels.
Oh man.
I'm
That's
happy.
tough.
I'm happy for him. Happy he's got a head job, but I just wish he would have gone literally anywhere else.
I'd be happy for him too.
Yeah. Well, that's why he got out of here, right?
What?
Getting a head
Head
job
job.
from the U Darvish translator or whatever was.
I think she was like
a reporter.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was a whole weird thing. I mean,
It was
he
very
doesn't.
weird.
He does not get fired for cocaine. He tests positive for cocaine, and he keeps his job. But then, what was it? A sexual harassment allegation? Wasn't there like a female media member who?
Yeah, her name was Jamie.
Who said the truth? I will expose the truth on this story.
Yeah, and then didn't. You ever think about just random people in the orbit on Twitter who used to be part of the thing, and they just
she was one of them.
go
right?
away? Lana.
Baseball Lana.
Yeah,
she was big.
Yeah.
I think a lady can get big on Twitter a lot quicker.
Why's that?
Just because I think that.
No.
I'm not sure why. Maybe those two things they have.
Which two?
The upper things.
Oh, I was thinking of 3.
You want to do college football stuff now?
Sure.
That's my college football open right here.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
So, like a lot of people, I'm pretty obsessed with this Michigan sign stealing thing. A couple of developments over the last couple of days. One, Michigan's star running back Blake Corum. He flips houses in the offseason. So he'll post pictures of himself in front of like a Bentley or like sports cars and stuff because he's making a ton of money. He's a college kid, so he can just go lease a luxury vehicle, I would imagine, or in front of some super nice house. I think he does it with his dad. It's called BC2 Housing LLC is the name of the business. And, it has a filing. You know about that, Dan, right?
Something.
So people pulled that, and there are 3 people listed on the filing for the business, for the LLC. Blake Corum, running back, Michigan. Connor O'Dia, no idea who that is. And Connor Stallions.
What?
The sign stealing guy.
The sign stealer at the heart of the scandal. So Corum was asked about this after practice on, I want to say Tuesday, and he's like, I don't know what this is. I've never done any business with him. I have no knowledge of this. I'm going to have my attorneys look into it. And it's like, well, bud.
But he's listed on like
he's on your LLC file.
The thing that says Dan and Jake.
He had to sign something that you also signed. So I don't know how you really explain away this legal document.
It's like impossible to do so.
You would think. That's a tough fraud to pull off. And, the guy's on the sideline with him. It's not like some random person across the country somehow committed fraud to get in on Blake Corum's housing money.
So everybody's trying to act like they've never heard of this guy.
Yes.
Or he's just like a rogue fan.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's on staff. But,
But also Harbaugh doesn't know him.
He knows him.
But here's another picture of Harbaugh with him.
So the one other development is that Michigan obviously has said now that everyone else is stealing their signs, so what's the big deal? And as part of that, they filed a 10-page response to the Big Ten yesterday. The Big Ten gave them until, I believe, midday on Wednesday to file their response, and they did. And they're basically telling the Big Ten, you better step the F off. They don't ever actually deny that any of this occurred. They say, you don't have the evidence. But I thought the really telling part was when this sentence appeared. The conference should act cautiously when setting precedent given the reality that in-person scouting, collusion among opponents, and other questionable practices may well be far more prevalent than believed.
That's what Michigan is saying to them?
Yeah. They're like, okay. You really want to know?
You want to open this up?
Do you want to open this up? You want to try to punish us and reprimand us for this?
Is that kind of like, this makes me think of the Donahue thing with the NBA.
Yeah, where they're just, but
like kind of like you don't want to expose well,
On that one, they were able to do spin control enough to where they could
I guess
just
there's not
make him the guy.
It's not a good analogy, but yeah, they were able to, because there was a lot of allegations that if you opened it all up, you would not like it.
Yeah, so they contained that to just being Donaghy and
so if they could
blackball
somehow
him.
contain this to Michigan, but Michigan's
You
not
can't.
not going to go along with that.
No, this would be more like Michael Jordan than Tim Donaghy if there was some sort of NBA scandal. I mean, it's Michigan.
Okay, that's a better one, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's what the NBA did with Michael Jordan when they made him go play baseball for a couple years because he got in so much gambling debt that his dad got killed.
That's the theory. Do you believe that?
I want to.
Okay.
I do too.
Well, I figured you did.
Yeah, of course.
What, like a LeBron thing? Oh, just conspiracy guy.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trending so hard.
It's just more fun.
It's just not like really even conspiracies, but the more you learn about like actual things that have happened that have been testified in front of Congress about, you're like, oh, okay.
So you're just feeling like I'm heading that way?
Yeah.
I'm a
Dude, I mean, I came in here telling you
a little bit
like,
differently now.
the alien thing is, yeah. So yeah, that's the latest on it, and now the league has to decide if they want to suspend Harbaugh or not. But the league, if you go through, and I only read like half of the filing, but the filing is pretty much saying you have no precedent here, you have no real evidence here, and every other team does it, and you don't want to find that out. Because what are you going to do? You're going to suspend every coach in the big, as I guess they call it now?
They do. It's not the Big Ten.
Is that not right, Blake?
I think, they're trying to rebrand it.
Do you remember whenever they first split into divisions, and instead of calling them East, West, or North and South, they called them Legends and Leaders? And
I never knew that.
That's kind of what's funny about this being the Big Ten, is because they've always tried to portray themselves as like the clean conference, you know? Like, we're just here, hard-working, blue collar.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of America. We're not like these thugs in the SEC, or even these shadester weirdos on the West Coast. We're the Big Ten. We're leaders and legends, and now they're at the heart of like the goofiest scandal in a long time in college football history.
I think Harbaugh leaves.
Dude, I mean, that's his job, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I think he just
That's
goes
just
to
like, I could see him coaching there for 30 years.
I think he goes to the Raiders or something. He just tries to get out.
I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, it's not like Mark Davis is afraid to throw around money, but he's a Michigan man. He got the job he wanted. He gave back money.
Yeah, but what was the thing?
Because he sucked so bad a couple years ago.
I don't think Mark Davis is opening up the bank again for a little while.
I don't know.
I think who's their interim coach right now, that's their next coach.
Antonio Pierce.
Yeah.
The lowest paid coach in the league.
That's going to become a problem too, right? Whether it's just because Mark Davis is kind of like, I don't want to spend any more money on coaches, but if he hires Antonio Pierce and kind of lowballs him, and he's been paying all these other schlubs $10 million a year and then $50 million
we got racism.
Yeah. Which Mark Davis and the Davis family has always kind of been on the forefront of, racial progress in the league. So maybe that'll buy him a little bit of leeway, but that will be a conversation.
Where are you guys on JFK? If you're becoming conspiracy guy.
I don't know as much about that as I should. What I know about that is from TC. I mean, I do believe that there was one shooter. But you could convince me that he was a CIA asset. All roads lead back to the CIA for me, Dan.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's.
Why did you bring that up?
Because that's it's coming up, and I've been seeing this and that about the JFK assassination.
The anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
30 year, right? Or not 30 year, like 80 or whatever it is.
60.
It's on the 60 year anniversary. All right.
One of the coolest things I've ever done was I was at the 50-year anniversary for BAP. And that was it was really cool.
What was it like?
It was a really cool scene.
Where'd you broadcast from? The X?
No, we actually pulled the truck in to the sixth floor parking lot and put up the the mast, and we broadcasted from literally inside the truck. And then we had a podium thing where we had a broadcast location where all the news reporters came in. Gordon did the show from there that morning, and there was
That's
just
awesome.
It was just really. I don't know. It was really cool.
Should we go down there this year
Just to go?
for the 60th? Just do a show.
I don't know that we can just do a show. I guess we could do it from the car.
We
like
could
you
record
did.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
The very tepid.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just throwing out stuff. Trying
That's
to
my college football for today.
get them subbies up.
Other than the fact that I'm going to probably watch 3 full games this weekend if I can.
Okay, it's Business Thursday, so let's do a little Business Thursday. If I could find a theme. If I can't find a theme, we're not doing it.
It's business, and it's Thursday.
Got to make it fit with this.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, couple little notes. Bronny is not playing yet. Still recovering.
Vaccine.
No, he has a like a heart defect or
Well, that's
something
what I'm
like
saying.
that.
Vaccine.
Oh, because of the vaccine. All right. Do you know Bronny, they say, is making $6 million this year? NIL.
You know, I think I've seen that number, and I think that still makes him second
Really?
to the gymnast
Livy Dunn.
who got rizzed up by Baby Gronk.
He also is one of the he's the first men's college basketball player to have his gear sold to the public, like with his name on it and his number and all that kind of stuff. So
That's cool.
You can go buy at Dick's Sporting Goods a Bronny jersey, home or away, for the low price of $90.
Better be stitched.
I forgot about that is a plus of this NIL era.
For sure, dude. You know how mad I was that my Texas burnt orange home 11 didn't have Applewhite on the back?
Yeah.
You
Like,
had to do it yourself if you wanted that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, no one's going to do that.
Yeah.
I had to make my own orange number 7 Garrett Gilbert jersey.
That's awesome. But also, you had to go in and change all the players' names in NCAA if
Well,
you really wanted.
you had to wait a day for someone else to do it and
Yeah.
then download their roster.
I'm before your era. We didn't have downloads.
Yeah,
buddy.
you had to buy a flash drive and get it in the mail, which was worth it.
Caitlin Clark is the other
Yeah.
basketball player that everybody's buying her jersey. The actors' strike is over. And something stood out to me. I read this Wednesday, which was yesterday. We're recording this on a Thursday, live to tape from high atop my garage. But the Warner Brothers Discovery president and CEO David Zaslav said he thought the strike would end soon. And I like this. He said that they've made a final offer, and it's met virtually all of the union's demands. And I always just love that phrase because it can sometimes be very misleading to say, we've given them just about everything they want.
Yeah.
What
if it's not like the biggest thing?
Yeah, we made a last and final offer. It met virtually all the union's goals. That's the word, goals.
Mm-hmm.
We met all your goals. And includes the highest wage increase in 40 years, which is always
also something you can get funny with.
It's also irrelevant sometimes to what you're dealing with, especially like if it's stuff like AI using a dead actor's image without permission from their family or their estates or whatever, or compensation. So anyway, they have at least in principle agreed. I think they still have to sign off on it tomorrow. It's not official yet, but it should be a new 3-year deal and end the actors' strike. And aren't we pleased about that? I'm just wanting them to get back to work.
So why has SNL been back on just after the writer's strike? Are they in a different? Because SNL was off during the writer's strike.
I heard someone talking about this. Like they're not considered actors.
Okay.
They're sketch performers.
Okay.
And not funny.
Wow.
Generally, I agree
It's
with
harsh.
him. That's why you got to get a great host in there. Like Nate
Did
Bargatze.
you see? You say you live in Houston, Doug?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the Astros. Did you guys have to vote for like a stadium, or you don't live in downtown Houston?
No, but it
city.
was in Harris County, and I think we did have to vote. No, I think we had a commissioner board vote for it.
But you always hear about stadiums want you to vote, and what is the selling point?
Bring business.
We're going to help local business. It's going to, businesses around the ballpark will thrive, and you're going to make tons of money, so you should vote for this because it's good for the community. Well, Houston is now building their own, the Astros, a hotel and entertainment district around Minute Maid Park.
Where have I seen that before?
In fact, we've always criticized the Rangers and, just this area in general. It's not Jerry. I guess the Rangers for, hey, we're going to copycat our the ballpark in Arlington. It's pretty much exactly like
Minute Maid.
No. The ballpark.
Oh, like
Camden Yards. Yeah. And then, yes, their new ballpark, it's very much, built by the same guys that designed the Houston ballpark. Well, now Houston is looking at places like the Battery in Atlanta, Ballpark Village in St. Louis. You've heard about that as far as not helping small business.
Yeah.
And Texas Live in Arlington. They're seeing this. Wait, what if we owned all the business around the ballpark too? And so now any extra money that people are going to spend before going in is spent with us as well.
You know what's interesting about that is, I guess I never really put this together, but I don't, if I were to go to a game or of any sort down there, I'm not going to Texas Live beforehand. There are 3 or 4 like old Arlington spots that I like quite a bit. And what they do is they offer free shuttles. Like they've just built in the cost of like, look, we know the point is you don't want to have to drive or walk to the game after you've had a few drinks and you're full. Mm-hmm. So most of those places, it's free shuttle all the time.
That's still an inconvenience and a bit of a beating.
And it's a cost. It's a bit of a beating, but I mean, if I'd rather go to a place that has been there for 30 years instead of Pudge's Pizza, which is basically just, a microwave tombstone.
What if I leave in the 7th? Do I get a shuttle?
That's a good question. I think they have them running pretty regularly. And it's a cost to the business, but for them they're like, it's worth it.
What if I leave in the 4th?
you gotta make it go final.
I gotta get
count
5.5 or 4.5 innings, as long as we're ahead.
I don't know anybody who stayed in the hotel at Texas Live.
Probably if you're out of towner visiting.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, but I don't.
I mean, Arlington's a big tourist place for people that live, like if you live in San Diego, you grow up dreaming of.
Of course.
I hope to one day spend a week or two in Arlington. I hope we have enough time.
But I love hotels, though. So that's why I've been telling you guys, I would like to go to the hotel.
I love hotels.
I would like to go to that hotel right by my house. It's super expensive.
The Great Wolf Lodge?
No, the not Live. What's Vin. It's right there by the train station. They have the Have you not been to Harvest Hall at all?
Yeah, I know what that is.
Okay, so it's the hotel connected to that.
Okay.
And it's awesome.
You go to the 9/11 monument and turn right.
Yeah.
Do the next story.
Bally. This is a big story. The NBA has announced they're going to so Bally went bankrupt, and they're trying to make sure everybody, the teams that have signed their deals with Bally gets their money for as long as they can. Well, they will for at least the next year. And then the NBA will get the rights to 15 teams that have local Bally Sports Network deals after this season. So, it's a new paradigm here. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, one thing that could happen is they could work out a new deal with Diamond Sports / Bally.
Okay.
Because I think the deal was actually supposed to go through 24-25. It will not now. But they could work out a new deal if Bally Diamond's restructuring works out. And then a number of different things could happen. And it could be 2 different things for each team. The team could retain the digital rights and sell a package of digital and or putting it on some cable channel, or they could even make it over the air. They can almost do anything they want. And the league, they could also just put them all on ESPN Plus. That's an easy platform to access, and you could pay like whatever you pay for ESPN Plus now, like $12 a month. You could pay $19 a month, and you would get every Mavericks game. Or you'd add on a little bit more, but I think the price point has got to be under $10 per month per team.
You say the Bally app sucks, right?
It's not good.
Did they just,
not good.
because of this bankruptcy, just
I don't know.
We're giving up on making this app good?
It's choppy.
Yeah.
It lags a lot. The archive system is I don't know. This is the first week I've ever actually used it, and I do not like it at all.
You've been using it a while, Blake? Or do you do DirecTV streaming or something?
No, I primarily just watch it on my cable box. I'll record it and I'll just watch it on my TV.
Okay.
But if I'm ever in my office or something and I want it on the side, it's hard to get to it, and then it crashes, and they always put these lame stats up as an overlay that you want to try and get rid of. They're trying to do a lot, and it doesn't work.
Yeah. It's very
even at the bottom, the little scrub at the bottom, they'll try to
hide it.
Well, the thing that they do is they put 3-pointer. If you want to see where all the threes are made.
Like porno.
Bookmarks or chapters. Yes. If you see a couple threes here, let's see what happened here, and then you click here, then it's but it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
No, and then it'll just spin, and then you kind of wish you'd never done it.
Which sucks, because if you watch games on, which is what I've been able to do for the past few years, and apparently can't anymore. If you watch a game on NBA.com or on NBA TV's app, even if it's a Bally's broadcast, it works perfectly. So you watch the Bally's broadcast on League Pass through the app on Apple TV or on my computer or on my phone, smooth sailing. But when you do it through the Bally app, it's basura.
All right.
I feel like a businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think we've all learned a lot there. Here is a piece of audio. We have more sportsy audio, football audio. So let's see, who is this? This is, I'm sorry, guys. I have to pull this up. This is Quinnen Williams. Do you know who he is?
Oh, yeah.
So he said something the other day that made me have to figure out, why did he say this?
Can I say something real quick? I seen something like Troy Aikman said that I said something about being a decoy. I never said that. I never talked to Troy Aikman. I never said that to Troy Aikman. I don't know where he got that from. I never came out of my mouth that I was the highest paid decoy or something like that he said on Monday night or something like that. Yeah. So I never said that. I never talked to him before the game. I never alluded to that. It's never been out of my mouth. So
you never had a conversation?
I never had a conversation with him at all. So to hear him say that I said that is kind of upsetting that he would lie on me like that or say that I said that. So that's kind of weird to me.
It was a little misleading what he said.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, for sure, it was definitely misleading. So
it's funny when I saw that, and I think I clicked on a Reddit post about it. A lot of people, and maybe this is I'm looking at social media.
No, it's not.
It's not a lot of people.
It's that it's the Cowboys. And
hate Troy Aikman.
He's on TV every week. Dude, think about it. They're the most hated team in America. They're the most popular team in America. I actually had a story about that later, which we'll just do now. They're the most Googled team in America by a wide margin. Would you like to guess number 2?
Number 2.
All sports.
Oh, we're not just football? Mm-hmm. Not the Yankees?
Number 3.
Yankees are 3?
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me it's not soccer, because I don't want to guess all this.
I don't even know if they count
Man U.
I don't think so.
Yankees are 3. Lakers.
The Lakers are 8th. It is the Philadelphia Phillies.
That's illogical.
I know. But even then, the Cowboys blow them away. So
most Googled?
Yeah.
All right.
Over like a 1-year period. So it's Cowboys, Phillies, Yankees, Braves, Heat, Bills, Eagles, Lakers, Warriors, and Packers for your top 10. But my point is just that they're the most hated team in America, hated franchise. And every week, NFL fans have to hear one or both of their quarterbacks over the last 30 years on a prime game.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, and then Moose, I guess Moose is still involved.
Yeah, he's like on the second or third.
Michael Irvin's on TV every week. Like, they're by far the most heavily represented, so that's why, I mean.
If Emmett could talk, he'd be on. Like, they tried.
He can talk. What do you mean?
They did try. We have so much. We should do an Emmett on Monday Night Football segment one day. We have all that stuff.
Do you remember? He wasn't Monday Night Football, was he?
Well, no, he wasn't ever a broadcaster, but he was on like a studio like on the field thing for either Sunday or Monday night.
I remember Kimmel would do like a weekly. What did Emmitt Smith say this week?
It's good stuff. So yeah, I mean, I also checked the replies on Quinnen Williams' tweet, and a lot of people hate Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the whole interview this morning, but I almost wanted to text one of the users and be like, ask him about this.
Why didn't they?
They might have.
I didn't know he was on.
I heard like the first half of it and had to.
All right, so you want to hear what Troy said in the context as well?
Sure.
So this is them coming out of a break. Bad fade in the beginning. It's not my fault. I just watched the broadcast and I recorded it as it was.
Quincy to get more tackles and a fumble and a touchdown. Quincy needs a touchdown. Quinton needs some sacks. I'm sorry. He gonna have to break through. I told him that the other day. You got to get through that line. I know 3 people holding you, but you got to figure out a way. We got to get you through that line to get some sacks.
That is the grandmother of Quincy and Quinnen Williams, Yavarda, watching right now in Birmingham and hoping that her grandsons, teammates on the Jets, can make something happen for the defense yet again. We'll show you their night when we get time. Pressure here by John Franklin Myers, and here's the night for 2 guys that are 2 of the better defenders in the AFC.
There's no doubt, and sacks or not, Quinnen Williams is having an impact on games in the pressure that he's able to get and the double teams that he attracts, and he opens things up for all of these other players. So Quinnen Williams, he keeps telling Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich they got to come up with some ways to give him some single opportunities so he can get some sacks. He says he's the highest paid decoy in football.
Now, the way he says it there, he doesn't really say, I talked to Quinnen Williams this week, and he said.
Right.
Which is what I believe Quinnen Williams is intimating, and then the commenters are, look how Troy lied. And I mean, Quinnen Williams said he lied. Yeah. I mean, let's hear the very end again where he
Quincy to get more.
He attracts, and he opens things up for all of these other players. So Quinnen Williams, he keeps telling Robert Saleh.
He keeps telling Robert Saleh.
They got to come up with some ways.
Which is.
But even at the part where he said he calls himself.
It's kind of like he talked to Robert Saleh, and Saleh said.
Yeah.
Quinnen's been honest about getting him some single opportunities.
Yeah. And he calls himself the highest paid decoy.
Yeah.
I doubt that Quinnen Williams heard anything other than the 7 seconds of he calls himself the highest paid decoy.
I doubt he heard any of it.
Well, someone might have sent it to him.
I bet someone said, hey, Troy's talking bad about you.
Yeah.
Because if you were to hear that clip in context, he's very complimentary of Quinnen.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to play the whole thing.
Yeah, but yeah, if you just listen
to the guy's great.
Right. If you just listen to Quinnen, it's like Troy's saying he sucks.
However, from what very little bit of that broadcast I did see, I do feel like Troy and Joe are at times kind of tired of the games they have to call.
Boy, wouldn't you be?
Just like an unprecedented number of punts. There was some sort of I don't know if it was a record, but it was a streak of punts that was just like, it was terrible.
Yeah, that is interesting because, watching the Cowboys every week, what do they get, 2 punts a week generally? If that?
Yeah. because they get inside the 20 and kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Or throw an
The
interception.
red zone does have some
or
problems.
come up at the 1-inch line.
But there are other teams with worse problems.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder. And they did talk to Troy about that a little bit. Like, and he just said, it's a different audience. Our ratings are doing well. But, of course, there's something about that Sunday afternoon.
There's something about it because it's the best game available. I mean, sometimes they'll flex something to the Sunday night, but
if you can make X amount more money and you're doing Monday Night Football and you're doing it with your partner, you probably just do it. Even if you have to watch
No, and Fox was
12 bad games a year.
Ready to let them walk. What would you say regarding
this week they got Broncos-Bills. It's not horrible. Regarding what?
The Al Michaels situation, because that's a popular thing is to listen to how sad Al Michaels sounds. And I don't know that he sounds sad because he always has just a pretty
very dry,
straight delivery. Yeah, he's never going crazy. He's not a homer, but he's
probably
also
misses Chris
with freaking
Kirk
Herbstreit. Herbstreit. And they have the worst slate of games. And now you look at tonight. Is it Bears, Carolina?
Yeah.
Kirk's Saturday game will be filled with better talent than tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's not like one of those teams could beat them, but it will definitely be more.
Yes. It'll be a better game. It'll be.
And I don't even know what it is.
It'll probably be better football. Yeah.
Doesn't even matter.
Poor Kirk.
So
he probably has Ole Miss, Georgia. That's a 9-2, the 6 o'clock game on Mickey Mouse on Saturday night. Yeah, I would say so.
The Bears have, the Bears have Carolina's pick, right?
Yes.
And I think right now they would be 1-2 in the draft.
I think you're right.
Or was it 2-3?
I thought it was 2-3.
2-3. Who's
Cardinals?
Arizona, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Arizona's pretty, because they have Houston's.
Yes.
Which doesn't look as good as you might have thought it would.
Right now it'd be 1-15.
Houston has Cleveland.
And Houston has Cleveland. That makes sense. Cleveland probably doesn't have a first-round pick for many years. No, but the Bears then, what is their strategy? If you could win or lose this game, what do you do?
Now you're trying to win games to figure out if Justin Fields can play or not. That's because if not, you're going to move
Is he
him.
even healthy?
Oh, I haven't looked.
He's
Is he not?
been practicing. I don't know if he's going to play.
And I guess Eberflus is just trying to make sure he still has a job, which there's a very good chance he won't.
Yeah.
By the end of the year.
All right, so what's up next?
The news after this.
The Dumb Zone. So last night, I noticed Nathan Fielder was at the same restaurant I was having dinner at in L.A. Very good, Donna's. Shout out. And I wanted to send him a drink, so I asked the waiter if we could send something over. And they said, you have good taste, which made me feel good about my loving all things Nathan Fielder. And he sent back, as a thank you, mayonnaise.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Chocolate rain. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain. A baby born will die before the sin. Chocolate rain. The school books say it can't be here again. Chocolate rain. The prisons make you
Little Tay-Zonday.
Still an amazing phenomenon that we were like, look at this goofy guy. Let's get him to Summer Bash. The song's just about racial inequality.
And I learned that a year ago from you.
And you know what's funny about it is that Tay-Zonday was like, hell yeah, I'll put on a Hawaiian shirt and have you fly me down and play this song. I don't care if you understand it or not. As he's just sitting up there at Sneaky Pete's.
And
Very
then
weird scene.
what was it in 2020? Someone hacked the Chicago police scanner or something like that, and
just
started
played
playing
it?
this.
Yeah.
It
That
kind of had a resurgence.
That's a very gamer move.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll bring it back again.
This is probably enough for me.
Oh. You don't want to ever interview Tay Zonde?
I would love to interview
Did we
him.
interview him?
Yeah.
I remember just sitting with him in the green room.
Yeah.
Very. I think everyone else left the room, and then it was just me and him.
Tay Zonde.
And I'm just with the Chocolate Rain guy. I'm like,
He's appeared on South Park. Was he not in the meme episode?
Yeah, he was. Like the
With,
Billy Mays.
No more, hey.
That's right.
Got
I tried to book him.
Got a little beef in my teeth.
Dub Zone News.
Should have flossed up.
you have beef?
Huh. I got some.
We just took a break. We could have
jerky. So I'm going to start with a story that is good news. It's really cool. It's something we talk about, excuse me, quite a bit on this show, and that's high school curriculum. And not from the angle of make sure there's nobody kissing and make sure that there's nobody who's wondering about their sexuality, but more from the, boy, I wish they would have taught me that in school. Finance, taxes, all that sort of stuff. Entrepreneurship. And there are schools that have programs that do this. Remember we talked about, it might have been Coppell that did the adulting day to teach you how to make a weekly schedule and how to budget for food and how to pay basic bills and stuff you can cook.
That's right.
Super, super easy.
We said they could have used more than a day.
Yeah, it should be a semester or even part of like a 4-week plan or something like that.
Did we talk about home ec back then? Because I had home ec.
We did not. I mean, I'm sure it's around somewhere, but we did not. You did. I'm sure you didn't.
No.
No.
No, but I remember when I was in public school, they taught us how to balance a checkbook.
I don't even remember getting that.
And that was cool for a little bit.
But it's my dad every Sunday morning.
I kind of wish we still did it. It seems kind of fun.
Like I'd get up and whatever NFL preview show would be on, it would smell like coffee farts, the whole house, and coffee. And he'd just be over there banging away with invoices and checks and balancing the checkbook.
Yeah, for years I remember doing that. It would be a Sunday thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be every week, but it was just once a month. Just had that stack of bills.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to write out the checks.
And then what you do after that is
mail them,
balance the checkbook.
Dude. Yeah, and then is how much? Yeah.
How much do you have? It seems cool. Our way now is probably way better because you check it like once a month.
Yeah, but you also probably spend more.
Yeah.
Because it's more readily available to you.
I've started going cash just for that.
Really? Or app?
More app?
Or app?
No, just I don't know. I've at least I see it and I know. Damn, I already spent a lot.
I mean, it's the thing about going to the fair that we say sucks, or Vegas. They know the trick. If we can get you to spend something, it's money, but it doesn't feel like money. It doesn't seem like money. And now all of society is that.
Fair, no tickets this year. Not fair, Grape Fest.
Right. Yeah,
Pretty
you
cool.
told us that.
So in Forney ISD,
Jackrabbits.
Thank you, Blake. They have a new concept.
If you guys want me to stop, I will.
I don't. I want you to keep going, and I only get disappointed when you don't know it.
Yeah, I don't know all of them like Craig Way.
You will.
One day.
So their newest campus in Forney is called Opportunity Central. Probably could have worked on the name a little bit, but
the OC.
Basically what it is, it's a 3-story building that kind of looks like a mall. And in a way, it is kind of a mall. The top 2 stories are the school. The bottom floor is a place they have 10 businesses there already that have made commitments to move in. A barbecue restaurant, a hot chicken restaurant, another restaurant, a bakery, a taqueria, a boutique, a coffee place, a salon.
All of those are very Forney.
Yeah, well, you know. And students can go work there. They also have job application training. So on the bottom floor, it's all about jobs. and the students they get paid to work there, and they get paid also based on a small amount based on profit of the restaurant if they either come up with something or it says here close something. I don't know if they're out there signing contracts, but it's a cool idea. Like, people can actually go eat there if they want, regular people, and there will be high school students largely staffing all these places.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think job application training is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like, just how to apply for a job. And then that actually will give them a little something you could put on your first application, because that's the hardest thing, is to get some experience at anything.
Texas Tech, Dallas College, and Trinity Valley Community College will also have offices on site to offer dual credit programs, certifications, and degrees for high school and adult learners.
So this is just Forney, though. How do we get this? Everybody's always complaining about schools and stuff.
How you get it is for this to work.
In one place, and then it spreads?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a big upfront cost.
Well, it actually
to
says
building this.
that it costs $100 million less than plans to build a new standalone high school.
I thought you were going to say stadium.
Yeah,
no. But like that, they were looking. We need a new school, and they're like, let's just not build a regular one. Let's look for a space where we can build something different. Also, there are like 20 businesses paying leases there.
That's
so
true.
They're bringing in revenue.
Yeah.
They're getting kids jobs. They're getting them trained. They have dual credit programs there. Yeah. So they also have a 7,000-foot arena in the middle, which is the biggest of its kind on that side of the Metroplex. Students will help book this facility and then assist in operating it during big events. Like, they could do, they say, like a UIL regional tournament.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably not going to have, like, the Rolling Stones in there. But, I've told you guys before, a huge thing for me in high school was trying to book my band. Just having to email adults, who ran clubs and promoters and put together like a press kit and learn how to do email. That was a huge, huge thing for me. Like, when it came time to start applying for internships, or I didn't really learn how to apply for college so much. But yeah, cool idea.
I mean, the quicker that a teenager can realize that working sucks and you just have to move past that part, the better.
Just get them to the...
Because that's what your first job is all about, right? Like, damn, I got to listen to these people and show up at the same time every day and just do what I don't want to do.
Really?
Yeah, your check sucks.
A foot-long coney?
But yeah,
an ocean water?
The sooner you can come to that realization and get it out of the way, probably the better for you.
Yeah, I remember having that first job and just being kind of an a-hole about someone telling me what to do. And I don't know why, but my mind shifted, because I remember the boss. It was a restaurant. It was called Bob Evans. What do we say? There's a copycat here. It was called
Owens.
Owens. Yeah, it looked exactly the same. I'm sure owned by the same company, but for some reason not called Bob Evans here. And you had to be clean shaven, and I didn't have to shave a lot in high school, but it would start growing in. And once he handed me a razor when I walked in and said, "Here, take this to the bathroom." I'm like, "No shaving cream?" He's like,
should have done it.
Yeah. And I had to go in there and shave whatever I had going, and I thought, this guy sucks, and they can't tell me what to do and all that. And then I don't know why.
You forgot the rice guy.
Yeah, no, then I did. I clicked to where, I don't know, maybe I just got sucked in and bought into everything. But then, then he would walk around with you at the end of the day, and because I'd have to close. And then he'd check on everything, and this isn't good, or this is good, and all that. And then he would do that every now and again. And I remember him doing it months later, saying, "Man, you really, you've turned things around." And they gave me like a nickel an hour raise, and I thought it was the biggest thing. That's where Blake probably hasn't heard this story. So I was the busboy, and you had to obviously clean the tables up, and then you had to clean the bathrooms at the end of the day. I had to keep them clean throughout, but the end of the day,
You had to
cleaning.
check the thing on the door.
So, the ladies' bathroom is somewhere I had never been.
Mm-hmm.
As a dude,
because you're.
And back then we identified as
Yeah.
whatever you identified as. You're just a man.
What are you, 18?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
17, 18. And so in the ladies' bathroom, next to the toilet, there's this silver box on the wall. And so you open it up, and there's like stuff in there. And apparently it was
Female products.
Female feminine napkins. Right? Is that what you call them?
I don't know that I've ever heard that.
Sanitary napkins. Whatever. You've heard of sanitary napkin.
I've never heard female napkin.
Feminine napkin?
Looks
No?
like I'm alone in the room.
I don't think I've heard it.
Yeah, you don't want to use that one at
Well, because
dinner.
that's the thing about napkin implies
when you hang a napkin on your neck.
I feel like
you don't
napkin
wanna-
implies just a little bit here, like for crumbs or something.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that. I feel like it would be more like feminine towel. There's a lot.
So anyway, I would go to this silver box and be like, "Damn." And so then I'd take a paper towel and wrap it around my hand, and I'd take the things out and I'd put it in the garbage bag, and it was just like a
How is
gross.
that not lined?
It was a gross experience. Maybe they are now.
Yeah, probably. It'd have to be.
So I did this night after night. And then a few months went by, and then the manager was going to walk around and check the closing with me. And he's got his, whatever you call it, the not a notepad,
Because I don't even know what he's looking for. So let's see.
Hold on.
It's like it's a little board that it has a clipboard.
There we
Is that
go.
a clipboard? And he'd check things off, and the carpets were well vacuumed that day, and looks like this was fine. And then we went to the bathrooms, the men's bathroom. And he's checking off things. The mirror looked good, and I'm doing. He'd watch me, He'd as. So then I went in the ladies' bathroom. I started cleaning that out, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" I go, "What?" And he walks over to the. And he lifts up the box and then pulls it to the right.
Yeah.
Like it had
I
that
think I
thing, an attachment on the back.
He's like, what are you, an animal?
Yeah, and you open it up and you could just dump it in the. You don't have to wrap your hand in anything and then go sanitize yourself. So for a few months, I had been taking it out manually.
Or nice.
or nice. What was the news story? Was it about tampons?
I think it was about a school training you for jobs. Also,
See, I might not have ever done that if
Yeah.
I had to clean the bathroom at the school.
Speaking of schools, we talked about the rejection of the Prosper ISD bond that would have included $94 million for their new state-of-the-art facility. I don't even know what state-of-the-art means.
Like for a football stadium or just in general?
The latest.
Like any.
Yeah, but I know that means the latest, but what does that have to do with art?
State of the art. Yeah, what would the origin of that phrase be? Doesn't make sense.
I guess I shouldn't have typed in meaning. I should have typed in etymology.
Well, now I got to type in what does etymology mean.
Anyways, it wasn't just locally here. It wasn't just that got rejected regarding sports. Eagle Mountain Saginaw ISD voters rejected a $47 million bond to improve athletic buildings. They also rejected a $51 million swimming facility. Dan, you got something?
51 million? No, on state of the art? No. I also should have typed in etymology.
In Louisville ISD, voters struck down a nearly $200 million plan to renovate athletic facilities and aquatic center, renovations to 4 football stadiums, and renovation of indoor athletic facilities at 5 high schools. And some of the interviewed here. just said that this is happening around the country where people are like, look, we're pressed. We can't. Because what these districts have always done is just assume, like, football. You love football?
That's all.
That's all. Just
check
vote
yes.
for it.
Yeah, and they see these smaller towns pass these things, and then, like Louisville wants the same thing. They have 4 high schools.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not a $50 million singular stadium. I mean, they have to have multiple facilities for multiple different high schools, and the way they can tax their residents are just not the same.
It almost feels like Allen Stadium was like the housing crisis.
It was the first domino.
The bubble just burst whenever they spent what they spent on their stadium, which also was not functional.
Yeah.
Whenever they first quote unquote completed it.
Foundation.
Yeah, they needed to call the big man, and they couldn't play there. This apparently also happened in Katy, which Katy is also pretty football crazed and huge, and they were not on board. Dan's
state of the art in the late 19th century.
Paying attention for
as started as a status of the art. In other words, the current condition or level which some technical art had reached.
Okay.
So
art,
and
not
it kind of
meaning like
shifted over the years
lame
to
stuff,
but like technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it means or it implies the newest or best techniques in some product or activity.
I mean, I know what it means. I just wanted to know how did we get to art, but I guess technical art.
Yeah.
Like Blake, he's
and that's all there was back then.
Blake's an artist. He's a technical artist. All this.
It's my art.
Art. Thought this was kind of weird. I saw our buddy Tim point this out on Twitter. So, Saturday is Veterans Day.
That is weird. I saw that in my phone.
So the Dallas Veterans Day Parade has been canceled for the second straight year due to forecasted rain. It was scheduled for today. If you pull up the forecast for Saturday, it's quite nice.
Oh, they scheduled it during the week?
Yeah, I guess they do this all the time.
Well, they don't want to do it against college football.
Yeah, maybe. It just seems like you're going to just straight up cancel it rather than just have it on the day. You don't want to go up against – is it because Penn State's playing?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems kind of –
I
just don't like
tomorrow?
shortchanging the vets. I think tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit gross too, right?
Do they give them better than flatbed trucks?
Yeah.
Where was this going to be?
It's in Dallas.
All right.
Tomorrow's a little better. Tomorrow would have been fine.
It'd have been pretty spare, though.
Why?
I just can't imagine a lot of people are going out to see the Veterans Day Parade.
A lot of families, man. A lot of old people families. It's not going to be, the 1.7 billion that were at the Rangers Parade, according to Arlington. But it would have been a lot. Don't ask me to qualify what a lot is. A landlord in Louisville is on the run after allegedly shooting and killing a resident that he planned to evict. This happened Saturday, and at least the last I looked, hadn't found the guy. He was seen running from the area on foot.
We find the main guy?
The main guy.
The main shooter? M-A-I-N-E?
Yeah, they did, right?
Did you never follow up on that?
Because we were talking about he was still on the run as well.
They must have found him on the weekend.
Yeah, it does look like it was late on a Friday night.
Was he just at Chili's?
No, I did forget to follow up on Bob Card. I remember just laughing at that name. They say that he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound that probably happened 12 hours before the discovery of his body. So he wasn't gone. He was gone 6-7 days.
Yeah, I feel like that's a long time.
A couple days at least.
Wasn't there like a gas station shooting in Garland or something?
Yeah.
Like a year ago, and the guy got away?
Yeah, the details of that story were there was an adult male and his teen son. He drove his son to this gas station. The son gets out, goes inside, and there were people there he had, I guess, beef with, and he killed that person, and I believe at least one, if not two other people who were just working there or shopping there. He ran out, got in the car. There's surveillance video of all this, drove off. The dad turned himself in either the next morning or 2 mornings later, and the kid's never been
found.
No. Wow. Come on, man. They got him to Mexico quick. They had some sort of friend of a friend of a friend or a network or something.
And the dad claims he didn't know.
The dad claimed he didn't know, yes.
What's
but
going on?
He also turned himself into police and is probably going to do a 25-30 bid/bit for his kid. That's Father of the Year right there.
Yeah.
Boy.
Dan's,
Would you
Dan's
do that?
thinking about it now.
Me or her? See, then she'll get out and she'll still have life. I won't.
Why? Because women live longer?
No, because I'm,
He's much
30
older.
years older than her.
Oh, okay.
I just won't have much life to
I
live.
thought you mean your wife. Like you were debating making your wife take the hit.
Oh, I'd let her take the hit.
Yeah,
Sure.
how sweet would that be?
That's
easy.
That's no doubter. I'm talking about my kid.
Yeah, good point.
The kid makes me pause.
And let's see. Yeah, so this guy's he's still on the run.
On the lam.
On the lam. Don't know what that means either.
Search its etymology. What's the word that you gave us?
Etymology.
Etymology.
The Vatican, that's a big one for you, Doug, steps closer to allowing transgender Catholics to be baptized.
I love these stories.
I love it, too, because even if all I read is the headline, they're like, I was thinking about it a little more.
Right.
We're hearing you out.
And
we're not, it's like a sales pitch. We're not saying no.
But what does it do to them? You're just baptizing. What does that mean?
It's just like a precedent of them. It basically looks like they're condoning it, which they don't necessarily do. I love how every single story about religion, which is basically founded on like very strict ideas, Dan's like, what does it matter? It's like, well, if none of it mattered, none of them would exist.
Well, it's control.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. That's why it matters.
They're slowly creeping.
Yeah.
I just remember
slow creep.
Yeah, religion with their rules on getting to heaven and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's not like the BCS.
Did I tell you, though, how my brother was, he was a bad seed and we sent to like a religious school for a year or two when he was a kid?
Craig?
Yeah.
No.
He was like 5 years younger than me. Kind of like Joe. Was he 4 or 5 years younger than you?
I think 3.5.
Okay.
But yeah,
well,
whatever.
The point was, so I wasn't really close to him or anything growing up because he was, so far away from me in time. But he went to a school, and I remember him coming home crying because they told him that our cat Muffin was going to hell. Because he asked, because there was some class about how you get to heaven, and your soul gets to heaven, and if you don't have a soul, you don't go to heaven. And they're little kids, so they're like, well, does my dog have a soul? And they're like, no. And they're like, well, can you get to heaven if you don't have a soul? No. And he pointedly said, well, my cat Muffin, will that go to heaven? And they said no. It will go to hell. And then he came
come
home
up with
crying.
some sort of. Well, I guess they don't want to introduce the concept of purgatory by saying there's some sort of middle ground for animals. So yeah,
it was a yes or no,
thorny.
all or nothing type thing. So,
damn, hell sounds awesome.
all these
Just
animals,
little fuzzy little,
all the party time,
fully or little furry fellas.
So like Hitler's sitting there with a dog licking his face right now.
Oh, you're a good boy. All right, there's your news.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Wasn't aware.
The Dumb Zone.
I like to pull the cord quick on you.
Like and subscribe.
That was a good news.
Do you agree, Doug? Was that a good news indeed?
It was a quick news. It was good news.
Was it
quick news?
No, it was
Sounds pretty
Like 20
like
minutes.
a little passive aggressive shot there at you.
Sorry, Jake.
Everybody's a producer.
So yeah, I did one more thing on the run sheet, if indeed we have a run sheet. But we said we would talk about the NBA in-season tournament.
Got a big one coming up tomorrow night,
which is called the NBA in-season
A
tournament.
big what?
Big group stage game. That's not us farting, by the way. That's,
I was like, who's doing that?
The dog has an inverse wheeze sometimes.
So does it count for the standings?
yes, they all count for the standing. It's not.
And will the court be a different color?
So it's
Almost
not a
certainly.
tournament. Like, I thought they took a break and then they had a tournament and then they go back to the season. But it's
so
like,
they kind of do. And the thing is, again, they're trying to replicate what they do in Europe, which is very hard to do because we're not used to it. And not all the tournaments over there, but some of them, at least the biggest one, involves clubs from several leagues, which makes it awesome to me, especially like back in my FIFA playing days. Like you see all the English, the top English teams, they qualified to play in the UEFA Cup or whatever they call it, Champions League. And now the top 4 Italian teams or German teams or Spanish teams, they don't usually play each other. So, and they're all, obviously it's easier because they're like really close together.
yeah.
And so you get it, hey, look at this awesome Europe or English team playing this awesome Italian team. That's cool. But the NBA can't really pull that vibe off. They do have other things where domestic leagues hold in-season tournaments over there. What you're getting right now, and I think it runs for another couple weeks, are the group stage games. So, it goes to November 28th.
So they all of a sudden on a Friday will just say, hey, by the way, this is going to be a tournament game. And you're like,
well, I mean, it's
okay.
designated at the start of the year.
Yeah, but I mean, the players kind of aren't like gearing up like I can't wait till.
I mean, they
7th.
might not be, but I think maybe last night had a little bit of tournament play. I'm not sure, but I know that for the first leg of it, the first games in group play, they were super high scoring and the margins of victory were super tight. So, make of it what you will, but aggregately, compared to the rest of the season, they were more competitive games. For whatever that's worth.
I mean, the one thing I do like is that they're trying to do something during the regular season to increase the importance of those games.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out how the fans are supposed to make it seem more important when the only thing is monetary gain. It doesn't really do anything for you as a team, does it? Except that the players will make more money if they win it?
That is correct. So I guess possibly you're thinking...
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking probably of a trickle-down effect where if you make the players care, then your product is better and your fans are happier.
Yeah, and
well,
maybe...
then as an old fan, that's bothersome that the players don't care.
Yes, no, I'm with you. I hate this idea.
Like you already make $20 million this year.
Yep.
And now I have to incentivize you with an extra $500,000 or whatever.
They will have one cool. So when the NBA put out their schedule this year, each team only got 80 games because they're going to play these pool games. I think it's 6 pods of 5. It's either 5 of 6 or 6 of 5, and you play those games, and then from there is a tournament. So the NBA's schedule is blank from December. There's games on December 2nd. There's games on December 11th. In between there, nobody has a game scheduled.
Okay, and all of them are going to be played in Vegas?
I think only the semis and the final. I could have that wrong, but let's see here. Yeah, the semifinals and the championship will be in Las Vegas, and I think that'll be cool. I think once you get to that point, you're going to be like, okay, like randomly. Like these two top teams are playing a one-game thing in Vegas on I think it's a Saturday night for each player to just walk out with $500,000. Like that feels almost street ballish to me. And there's other things where they're going to fill it. So every team will play 82 games, but they're going to fill it in to where like if you make it to this point, like they won't add games for you. Like the teams that lose early in the quarterfinals of the tournament, they'll play each other. like 2-2 and 2. You know what I'm saying? So that everybody fills in their schedule to 82 games. Blake just hates it because of the courts.
The courts are very distracting, and
They are.
But I'm with Dan. I just don't. I don't care about your financial incentive to make you try hard. That doesn't do it for me.
I think it's that, but I think it's also once they get to a tournament, once we get to early December, and they're actually like in a tournament format, I think they're going to go hard regardless of whether or not the money is a huge incentive, because they're just dudes who not all, but a lot of them played like in the NCAA tournament. Betting will be crazy on those games.
I just don't care about an NBA Cup.
The way you're saying it as if it's an actual cup.
What is it?
NBA Cup.
What are they calling it?
That is what they're calling it, but the way you're saying it makes it sound like a drink, something that holds liquid, and it sounds derogatory. Listen, I don't want to be in the position of trying to sell you guys on this. Not like I'm real fired up about it, but I do think once they get to Vegas, it'll be cool.
It is interesting that this is the best they came up with.
What's the other option?
I don't know. That's the thing. But
one
I'm
option
also
would be if you had a way to like work the draft into this.
I saw this.
But they
floated,
can't do that.
I saw this floated around. How about the winner is an automatic 1 seed for the playoffs?
How would that work?
If you win it, you're the 1 seed.
And so the team that finishes.
Well, then why are you worried about the rest of the regular season?
Well, that's up to you. You want to coast? Whatever. You're the 1 seed.
That would not work, right? I mean, you would just.
But at least you're earning
chill.
something. You're earning something for the season and for the playoffs, the real playoffs.
I think you would have to do something like, even though this is pretty low value, you would have to do something like the money plus like almost like supplemental draft picks at the end of the first round would be an idea. Plus, any scandal your organization is involved in for the next 5 years will not be investigated.
Oh, wow.
So
you're basically getting immunity.
You're asking the players to play for their replacements in the draft.
Yeah, and see, that's not great either. Don't
do it. Just don't do it. Don't do any in-season thing.
Yeah, just because there is no real correlation with Europe, because that does sound cool. If there was other leagues that you weren't sure, could they play with that league, or is that
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
The travel thing it would have to be Canada, Mexico, or somewhere in
But there's no other league. The NBA is the league.
I know.
Have them play the Big Three.
They're not gonna play the Big Three. It's a good time. Take your family out there.
It's not. Oh, Big Three is, yes. In-season tournament, no.
Oh, I just got an email from Wingstop. That's an option for this weekend. It won't be free, but those other two will be, so that's basically like I'm paying one time for 3 meals.
Well, I don't know if they have it. I think they have an app. I don't know what their reward system's like.
Well, I'm seeing right here that it's BOGO chicken sandwich time.
All right.
From today to Sunday.
Okay. I'm in.
All right, guys. Well,
was this everything you dreamed of? That it would always be?
Oh, yeah.
All that and
Thanks
more.
to Doug.
Yeah. Great Doug's.
Spice
Daddy.
Shashery.
Thanks for having me,
guys. And here, take your free spice.
You better fulfill that commitment to cook one day.
I'm going to take that spice, and I'm going to go to Wingstop. I'm going to say, please don't put that sugar that you put on your fries. I said, leave it in there. Then I'm going to sprinkle that, shake that bag up, and it's going to come out awesome.
Hey, would you wear that hat, Dan's hat?
Yeah, I do love the hat. But yeah, the sickle that could,
He gets at least why it could be a problem.
Yeah, we do have
Sashery. If you have the name Sashery, my cousins that don't have the Sashery name, it's a different story.
We do have. See, now I'm just figuring out. Jake never wears a shirt with a logo on it, and he knew we were doing video today, and he came over with his light and his shirt. I didn't even think of that.
I'm trying to help the product.
He has that shirt packed next to his light.
But I am wearing a no puppet hat, and
anything I do.
We are going to get some merch with a no puppet on it, but I don't think it'll look just like this.
That's a collector's item.
This
right?
might be a one of
but
one.
He needs to make like 5 of them, and there's 5 out in existence.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
What
well,
a great way to.
Great idea, Blake. All right.
Adios, mofo.